Hi, this is John Knowles at Ave Maria School of Law. Welcome to Insider, where each week we will bring you a conversation with a member of the Ave Maria School of Law community whose work is making a difference. This week is certainly no exception. We are joined by Ave Maria School of Law alumnus Todd Allen. Welcome, Mr. Allen.
Thank you. How are you?
It's good to have you.
Thank you.
Well, tell us a little bit about your time at Ave Maria School of Law. When did you first come to us? When did you graduate? What have you been doing since?
Well, I graduated in 2010. Since then, I studied for the bar, prepared for that really well, and then I've been practicing real estate law ever since. So my time at Ave was fantastic. It really prepared me well for this.
Where are you originally from?
Originally from Salt Lake City, Utah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yes.
Now, what was it like going from Salt Lake City to Michigan and then to Florida? You've been in 3 different parts of the country.
Right.
Do you have a favorite? Do you have?
I miss the Michigan, the fall weather in Michigan. I hate
Sure.
the snow, so I'm happy to be here. I think the school made a great move down here. It was weird, going from Salt Lake to Michigan to Florida, but I'm glad I ended up here.
Perfect. So you graduated in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
You've been practicing real estate law. What have been some of the highlights of your practice?
Well, I really had a focused practice on foreclosure defense, and that's really been successful. It's a hot topic in the area, and I've seen some success in it, and so it's been good for me. It's been great for the development of my career.
That's awesome, Todd. So what do you think about your Ave Maria education was particularly useful or impactful to you as you moved on in your career as a successful attorney?
I think what was important to me and what solidified my understanding and my desire to practice law is helping those that need the help the most, because generally the people that need the most help can't always afford you, and seeing that, recognizing it, and being able to offer that hand up to put them in a better situation, that's exactly what I learned here.
Okay, so you've been in the national spotlight as of late, and the reason for that was you took on a case that 25 other attorneys refused to take on, but you accepted it. It was a foreclosure defense case.
Sure.
It was a case in which a couple here in Southwest Florida were foreclosed upon by Bank of America, even though not only did they not hold a Bank of America mortgage, but their home was paid off completely anyway.
That's correct.
And they were receiving notices from Bank of America saying that they were being foreclosed upon. They needed help. Nobody would help them, but you took the case. What was that like for you to be involved in something like that, where a lot of other attorneys, perhaps attorneys that like to style themselves as more experienced,
Sure.
more knowledgeable, etc., said
Sure.
stay away, but you took it on?
I will be honest with you, I was intimidated from the get-go.
Yeah.
When they first came into my office, and I'd heard the amount of attorneys that rejected it, obviously, it came to my mind that, you're inexperienced. There's no way that you're going to be able to pick it up and do, something that these other attorneys didn't want to do. But I quickly realized that in the practice of law, some attorneys, if it doesn't fit in a neat little box in the way they want to practice law, that they'll just pass the case along. And it came very clear to me early on that this is one of those cases, that it doesn't fit in a neat, nicely packaged box for somebody to pick up and to assist these people. And it really took, I believe, thinking outside the box and allowing some ideas to come in to actually assist them.
Sure. And one of the tactics that you employed to recover some attorney's fees was you went to a Bank of America branch with a moving truck and with a sheriff, assistant sheriff, or law enforcement with you,
Mm-hmm.
and you took some action that day to recover on behalf of your clients.
Right. Correctly.
Now, since then, you've been on national TV, national radio. The newspapers have been all over this.
Right.
You were on the Jon Stewart show earlier this week.
Correct.
One of the Jon Stewart correspondents said it was the best story they'd ever covered on that program, which I thought was pretty great. What's it like to go from being a recent law school graduate, and by all accounts a normal guy, to being a person who's known all around the nation?
Well, I mean, just hearing you say that, it's still hard for me to take in everything that's happened. I still like to think I'm just an attorney out of the gate, still wet behind the ears, still trying to figure out my way in my career. It was fun to do. It's been fun to be a part of, but it's still hard to believe that it happened and that it had that kind of response, because I surely didn't anticipate it.
Do you think that your work on this case and some of the media coverage that sprung from it has raised awareness of the issue of wrongful foreclosure in this country?
Absolutely. From the very beginning of my career, I was an advocate against the bank's procedures. I had been quoted in the newspaper a number of times before this story, chastising Lee County and their judges and how they handled foreclosure, and I've certainly outed all the banks in Fortune magazine and some of the other industry magazines in their processes. I hope, if anything comes out of this, I hope people see that the banks are making some serious mistakes, and that the banks understand that they need to reevaluate this, that you can't deprive somebody of a piece of property without doing your due diligence and examining everything.
Do you think it's possible, having seen the success of your case thus far, that some other folks that face wrongful foreclosure moving forward might be more inclined to come forward with actions and feel like they can prevail?
Absolutely. I think if people see this and realize that banks make mistakes on a regular basis, that people will look at these foreclosures and understand that there is a way out and that there is a defense, and maybe they shouldn't take what the bank says as truth.
So where do you see your career going from this point on? Again, you are 1 year into this as a licensed member of the bar. You've accomplished a lot. What's next for Todd Allen moving forward?
I don't know what's next. At this point, I'm really happy with the direction of my career. I'm happy with my growth. I hope to be able to use that to assist people in the community and be able to assist them in their needs, and to develop personally and be able to contribute to the community and back to the school.
And you see yourself staying here in Southwest Florida for the time being?
Oh, absolutely. I won't leave Naples.
Good. Let me ask you this. We're in orientation week. We have over 150 new students that have gathered here this week to learn more about Ave Maria. Next week they're going to start their conventional class load.
Okay.
It's a really exciting time. What would your advice or guidance be as a recent Ave Maria School of Law graduate to these members of the class of 2014 that are just starting?
Soak it up, everything you can in these classes, because the biggest surprise to me came after I passed the bar. I'm in the practice of law. It's surprising what comes back to you, and then you realize exactly what you don't know. And so to go back and to look at it, hindsight's always 20, to see what you could have soaked in while you were there. I feel like I missed a lot that I didn't really soak in, and so I would just encourage you to take every minute possible to bring everything into your knowledge, build your skills, and it'll help you in the long run.
And would you say that your education at Ave Maria School of Law, with its emphasis on Christ-based teachings, faith and reason, the natural law, all the principles that this law school is based on, would you say that prepared you uniquely to take on some of the challenges you have at the early stages of your career?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, you can see what the difference between right and wrong when you practice law, but it's really being able to appreciate what that means to the individual who needs your assistance, that Ave has a distinct ability to bring out in students. And coming into the school, being taught that and being able to recognize it in somebody who needed my assistance was fantastic. It's been the most rewarding experience I've had in my life. Probably.
Well, Todd, you are an awesome representative of our alumni community.
Thank you.
You're doing amazing things for justice and for the legal profession here in the state of Florida.
Thank you.
We're all very proud of you, and I'm personally very grateful to have a few minutes to talk with you today here on The Insider.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Folks, that's Todd Allen, Ave Maria School of Law, class of 2010, doing amazing things in the legal profession here in the state of Florida. We'll be with you next time on The Insider with another member of our law school community who's making a difference. See you then.